Hello, dear learners. I'm Dr. Sheikh Bashir. The topic today I'm going to discuss with you in this session is process of communication. Learning objectives. In this session, we will discuss about communication, types of communication, process of communication, and various elements of communication. Let's begin with the definition of the communication. Communication is a process that involves sending and receiving messages through the verbal and non-verbal methods. Communication is two-way means of communicating information in the form of thoughts, opinions, and ideas between two or more individuals with the purpose of building an understanding. So, in short, communication is exchange of information, transmitting information from one individual to another individual, sharing ideas, thoughts from one individual to another individual or from one group to another group. The types of communication are verbal. Verbal communication means sharing ideas, thoughts, emotions verbally. Non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication means sharing information, ideas, thoughts by using body gestures, eye contact, facial gestures. Third is written communication. In written communication, we share information whether writing a letter or sending an email or chatting on social media, just like WhatsApp, Facebook, so on and so on. And fourth is visual communication. Visual communication means sharing information through pictures, portraits, art, emojis. Moving ahead, process of communication. What is a process of communication? The communication process are the steps we take in order to successfully communicate. Components of the communication process include a sender, encoding of a message, selecting of a channel of communication, receipt of message by the receiver, decoding of the message, and finally a feedback from the receiver. There are six components of the process of communication. First is sender. Second is encoding. Third is message. Fourth is channel. Fifth is receiver. Sixth is decoding. So these are the important components of the process of communication. So the main element is here sender and receiver. So I will discuss them one by one. Sender. The sender is an individual, group, or organization who initiates the communication. The success of message depends upon the sender. The sender should be fully equipped with the knowledge and information which he is intending to share with others. The knowledge, the information, the ideas which he has received from different sources, from parents, from school, from teachers, from environment, from society, from books, and from listening different things. So the main theme of the sender is that this message it should reach to the other person and he should get meaning out of that. Because without sharing the information which is in your mind, it is of no avail. Second is encoding. The encoding and decoding model was developed by cultural scholar Stuart Hall in 1973. Encoding it is a technique which you learn after so many practice. And this encoding here depends upon the sender, how much he is capable to transfer his knowledge in the codes. What is encoding? Encoding means putting thoughts, ideas, or information into symbolic or sound forms. The language which we speak, actually, these are the sounds which we utter, but they are meaningful sounds. So, this is the technique, this is the skill which the sender should learn, and he should be able to transfer his knowledge into this encoding. Third is message. This is the important thing. This is the important thing between the sender and the receiver. Message is a communication or a statement conveyed from one person or a group to another person. So here the information is within this message, and the intention of the sender is that this message should be received by the receiver. How he will receive it? Through the channel. What is channel? A medium through which you send a message, verbal, non-verbal, or channels of communication, phone calls, text messages, emails, video, social media. These are all the mediums through which we share this message, which is encoded form. Now the receiver is on the another side. So receiver is the person, the recipient of the message, and must translate the words into thoughts, process the thoughts, and determine how to respond to the sender. So here the receiver should also be able to understand that language which the sender has sent him. And if the receiver doesn't understand the sounds or the symbols or the signals, then message is of no use. So he should be able to decode the message which is in the encoded form. Decoding, it is performed by the person or the group who receives a message which has been encoded by the sender. So encoding and decoding, the antonym of encoding is decoding. If the information is hidden in the codes, the receiver's job is here to get that information back in the same way as the sender wants to, he should understand. And the last thing, which is the feedback, which is very important component. Unless this feedback is not received by the receiver, the communication process is incomplete. The feedback means the response, reaction, or information given by recipient of a message to the sender. It is the process of letting someone know which area they need to approve. If the receiver doesn't understand fully the message, he can give the feedback to the sender so that he will understand that where he needs to send him more information. And in that way, again, the process goes on. And this is here the give and take process between the sender and the receiver. And thus the communication process becomes complete. Learning outcomes. What we learned today: communication, types of communication, process of communication, and various elements of communication.